All right, so let's get into our picks for this weekend. So we're 2 weeks late starting this, okay? But cut us some slack.
Shut up.
We're trying to get this thing going on the fly as Luke's choking on fucking
Keep your
jelly
opinions
beans.
to yourselves, all right? We do it when we want what we want.
So,
All right?
obviously, you guys see, these are my picks up on the board.
Wash it down with some beer.
Okay. So, first game, Kentucky, Auburn.
I think he's lying, but continue with the show.
Darby, which way are you going on this?
You know, I'm taking the upset Kentucky. I really like I really like what Kentucky's got. I've said it multiple times, I'm just not a fan of Gus Malzahn. He wins those kind of bigger games that kind of saves his freaking job. But this just seems like a Gus Malzahn slip-up kind of game. I think Kentucky's got the weapons to do it. So personally, I'm taking Kentucky over Auburn. Which I know you don't like because they were your sleeper pick, but...
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is the only reason I have confidence in Auburn.
You shouldn't have got these jelly beans out.
So,
What the fuck did you do to me?
you think I'm worried about that?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying, I'm just going to keep going.
Yes. So,
Just make
Luke,
sure you chew.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
how about you? Kentucky, Auburn.
Kentucky? No doubt about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, their offense is rolling.
Okay. So, let's go down. Louisville, Pittsburgh. What you got on that one, Luke?
Fucking, I don't know enough about Pitt. I'm going to take Louisville.
So actually, this was a tough choice for me.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh does have a stellar defense. And I actually can't wait for their matchup, which I and hopefully maybe you or somebody else will be attending with me down in Miami. It'll be my first Miami trip. But I am taking Louisville. I expect a bounce back game, and I did like what I saw from their offense against Miami. So I'm taking Louisville.
And I agree. I'm going to be taking Louisville, but I do have a player to watch for Pittsburgh. Defensive back by the name of Ford. Dude's a player. He comes downhill. He hits. He makes tackles in the open field. Good coverage guy. Had a pick last week. A really good diving pick. So he is a guy to watch out for Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So
These jelly beans are going to be gone.
I'm sorry. I'm just still laughing about his fucking almost dying.
Oh, yeah.
moving on. So Florida Gators versus Ole Miss. Where are you leaning towards on this one, Darby? I want to hit you.
I'm
first
taking
on this
Florida. So my preseason pick before this year was Florida winning the SEC. I am still fully committed to them winning. I'll see their later on matchups, but I like them against Ole Miss. I don't think Lane Kiffin's at Ole Miss, right? And then
Yep.
What's his face is at Mississippi State. I don't think that Lane Kiffin will get that rolling yet. So I definitely like Florida in that game.
Luke, how about you?
I'm going to take the Gators.
Yep, I'm right there with you. So now down to the first one. Well, other than the Pittsburgh game, another one that I was kind of tied on. Iowa State, TCU. I'm going to have to take TCU after watching Iowa State lay an egg and lose a game that they should not have lost. So, against Louisiana Raging Cajuns. So, Darby, where are you heading on this one as you fucking drop my jelly beans
I didn't
on the
drop
floor?
it. We're good. So I'm actually rolling with the Cyclones. I think it's gonna be a nice bounce back game. I like their defense. I don't think TCU's played yet. Correct.
Correct.
This would be their first game.
Yes.
I like that Iowa State, even though it was a loss, has played their game already. And I think that loss will motivate them. I think they might have been a little too high on themselves coming into that game against our Raging Cajuns.
Yes, sir.
And I do also think Louisiana is a better team than people think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying they're better than TCU. I just think they're a tougher challenge than you
Oh,
think.
they just had a really
So
close
I
game.
am rolling with the Cyclones on a bounce back game, beating TCU.
All right. Luke?
Give me... I think Iowa State, but what did I pick, though? I don't know if I think I picked TCU just because I like TCU. Pretty sure that's what I picked.
Well, man,
I mean, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I actually like Iowa State teams.
You can go back and
I
change
their
your picks.
so you can change your
I
picks.
might.
So just whatever
think
you
I might
stick
do
with
that.
here, just go with it.
Okay.
I would have just ignorantly picked TCU because I was like, I like their team, but I didn't really.
I like their jerseys.
Yeah, like something stupid like that.
Horned Frogs. Well, anyway, all right. So this is my upset alert. I got Mississippi State over LSU. That is my upset for this week. And honestly, I think Mike Leach will have Mississippi State going, and LSU, too many guys to replace. Guys are sick. COVID's going to take a lot out of you. And like Ed Orgeron said, pretty much their entire team had it. I think that's going to be a big factor. I think LSU drops their first one.
I'm taking LSU. My bad. I just think that one, the talent disparity is too great, even regardless of the health concerns on LSU side. And then also, it's going to take a couple years for Mike Leach to get his system implemented, only because of the players currently on that team. I don't think can really run a full-on air raid offense. I'm not too confident in saying that they can. So, I'm rolling with LSU.
Luke?
I'm gonna go Mississippi State. Just because, like you said, with LSU losing their guys, I think it's really hard to have a solid offensive line together when you lose that many starters. You know, that's 4 new guys having to step up and start this season. And then along with that, this whole offense I felt like was really geared behind their ability to pass protect, which maybe that might still be the case, but this is going to be their first game.
Yeah.
And I think Mississippi State's going to get after that ass. So I'd say Mississippi State takes away on this one.
Awesome. So, another one that was really hard for me to pick. I do really like West Virginia, but I think Oklahoma State, the thing that really won me over with them, they have a wide receiver that is really impressive.
Put these away.
He's only
Okay.
he's only like 6 foot, 205, maybe 215,
Yeah.
but he's a very, very physical guy. He goes up and gets it. He fights with corners. He had some really impressive catches and plays this past week. I'm taking Oklahoma State.
I'm WVU, baby. And it's not because I was unimpressed with how Oklahoma State played this past week. It's more because I'm more sold on West Virginia's offense than I was coming into the season. I thought they looked fantastic week 2 when I got to watch them. So I'm riding with the Mountaineers.
I'm gonna go Mountaineers, just because I'm a homer,
Yeah.
and I've always liked West Virginia, and
Now-
they used to be part of the Big East.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning
Allegiance.
behind all
Now
this,
I
yeah.
do think this game's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah,
This will be your first true shootout.
it's going to be a close game for sure. But man, I have some resentment for the state of West Virginia right now after driving through it down and back.
Did you get pulled over?
No.
a lot of hills.
Fuck. Dude, I had to drive through that state and all those mountains in a fucking hurricane. Well, the remnants of a hurricane. It literally rained. I mean, poured from north of Charleston, West Virginia, all the way to south of Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was fucking brutal. Okay, so
Was it worth the seafood though?
oh, it was worth
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
it.
Here's the big one.
Luke, I think we're all kind of consensus on this one. Cincinnati's defense needs to step it up, but I think they get the W against Army.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take our Cincinnati Bearcats. I'm not gonna do that to you because
You're welcome to do it. It's
no,
okay.
I don't think Army State. I'd love to rep my my Black Knights, but definitely Cincinnati. This is an overwhelming game.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati's going to be able to win this. They're going to build off of what they were working on this past game. I really hope their fucking defense can tighten it up a little bit, but overall, Army's not a team with top tier speed that would burn us out, so I think we're going to be fine.
All right. Now we got a little bit of a rivalry game coming at us. Texas Tech. Obviously, I think Texas is my pick to win the Big 12 over Oklahoma this year. Sam Ehlinger, I think the dude he's too good. I don't think Texas drops this one.
Yeah, I think Texas wins. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
They got more depth, they got better players, more physical. But it's a rivalry game. You never know what could happen here.
Well, I got news for the Red Raiders. This isn't a Sun Belt game, and Texas is gonna roll this team. I really think, very confident that Texas is gonna roll them bad.
Yeah.
Like, who's the coaching staff for Texas Tech?
Who
No
cares?
clue.
Honestly, you don't get any respect from me after that performance.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, this was another tough one for me to pick. But I got Tennessee over South Carolina.
Really?
I like where things are trending in Tennessee with the coaching staff that they brought in. I'm excited to see what they can do with it. Now, in typical Volunteer fashion, I would expect high expectations and then them shit the bucket. But until that happens, I'm taking Tennessee.
I'm taking option B that you just said for that exact reason. I'm going with South Carolina. Tennessee's like, that team that's got to prove it to me. I don't feel confident picking them. I'm definitely sold on the Gamecocks, so I'm not ready to pick the Tennessee yet.
All right.
I'm not on the hype train.
I'm going to go with you on Tennessee. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take that. Yeah. I'm excited to see how they can do.
I would really like to see them return to the national spotlight.
I just haven't heard of any weapons at South Carolina.
Well, I mean, South Carolina is always one of those median teams that can take a game off of the top end, or at least challenge to take a game off of a top end team. So,
Whatever happened to that solid defensive lineman they had? Back.
You mean Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah. Where's he at?
He just got signed with the Tennessee Titans.
Damn. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen anything on him in a while.
Yeah. Well, that's because he had a bunch of issues down in Houston. But let's move on to the other game of the weekend. I think we all know where this one's going. Miami.
Yeah.
Easy.
Miami.
That's
All right, so Miami by 31.
31.
I said 20 against Louisville. It should have been. I'm going 31. I think this game. Mike Norvell can't coach this week. He's got COVID, so they don't have their head coach. Even if they had their head coach, I wouldn't even give him like 3 more points. I'd probably give him maybe 3 more points on that. I think this game's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a blowout.
I want to say that it's not because it's a rivalry game and he should scratch the records, but I think this game will be ugly.
I'm going to say Miami by 25.
Really? Okay.
Oh, let's say
I'll give him 28. I'll hit the median on that one.
Okay.
So, moving down. And somebody really surprised me on this pick earlier. North Carolina State, Virginia Tech. I'm taking Virginia Tech in a blowout. North Carolina State just barely beat Wake Forest this past weekend. I think those are the two bottom dwellers of the conference.
I'm taking NC State. So I'm still not sold on Justin Fuente. I'm not that sold on Virginia Tech this year in general, just due to attrition. And I know they barely scraped away, but it was a 45-point win, for them. So I like their offense. I like how they looked. So
I don't like NC State was not impressive to me.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech. Purely based off the fact that I mean, you said the offense might have been doing well and might have been impressive, but I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, they haven't done anything amazing, neither has Virginia Tech. Oh, is that me? My bad. But yeah, I'm going to take Virginia Tech.
All right, sounds good. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode this week. We'll be right back with you next week for recapping this weekend and looking forward to week 5 games.
And real quick before we get off here, we all have our Twitters up for the first time.
Yes.
Instagram.
Great point.
Make sure you guys give us a follow. We're gonna try to be dropping some heat, especially during game days. I'm gonna be up here talking shit. Florida State fans want to come and talk some shit while we beat your ass. I'd love it. But just make sure you hit us up on all this stuff. We're definitely willing to chat with you guys on there.
The socials for our Twitters are and the YouTube channel are on Twitch. For those that are watching on YouTube, our Twitch is Dialed Up Pod.
Which we can put all these links in the YouTube
and
description. We'll make sure we link you guys in on that.
The links will be in the YouTube description. I promise that. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're in the Twitch chat, hang around. If you have any questions on games or Big Ten or whatever, any of our teams, we'll be glad to chat with you. But with that... Ugh.